You do not have a dark secret. You have a nervous system that learned the fastest exit from pain. Late at night, when your chest feels heavy, you do not reach for courage. You reach for a glowing screen, fast images, artificial intimacy that does not know your name. You swear this is the last time, and then you go back again. You wipe the history, but you cannot wipe the numbness. You think you are cursed with dirty desire. You are not. You are trained. Every time you choose pixel fantasy over real life, you tell your brain the same thing. This is how we escape. It listens. It remembers. And now the escape owns you. Stop fighting your lust. You will lose. Lust is older than your phone, older than your guilt, older than this entire culture. Your brain was never built to erase desire. It was built to direct it. The real problem is not that you feel desire. The real problem is that high-speed artificial pleasure has taught your nervous system to only wake up for extremes. Normal moments feel dead. In this video, we will treat this not as filth, but as a loop. We will use what modern psychology knows about compulsive behavior, borrow a few sharp lines from philosophy, and build a simple way to retrain your brain instead of wasting years trying to kill something that will never die. Part 1. The dopamine trap. What modern pleasure does to your brain. Your brain is not hooked on a site. It is hooked on a pattern. Trigger, search, spike, release, shame, repeat. Dopamine is not the chemical of happiness. It is the chemical of something is coming. It surges when you search, when you scroll, when you hunt for the next more intense clip. With explicit content, you are not just watching. You are fishing for the perfect scene. A few seconds here, a skip there, another spike. Your brain learns that satisfaction is always one more tap away. At first, the rush is strong. Then tolerance hits. The same scenes feel flat, so you chase something louder, longer, stranger. Not because you are discovering your true desire, but because your numb reward system needs a scream to hear anything. Clips are fast, free, and infinite. They attack you with intensity, novelty, and control. You see more in one night than most people in history saw in a lifetime. Always new, always bendable to your will. Real intimacy cannot compete with that. Your nervous system adjusts. Everyday joy feels weak. Work, conversation, even normal attractions start to feel like static. Your brain is not evil. It has simply learned that when you feel stressed, bored, or lonely, one ritual changes your state faster than anything else. That is why white-knuckling fails. You are not fighting a dirty thought. You are fighting a deeply rehearsed shortcut. Part 2. What this does to your life, your relationships, and yourself. On the screen, everybody appears on demand and disappears on command. No history, no risk, no rejection. Your brain quietly absorbs a rule. People exist to answer your urge, not as humans with stories. Then you walk into real life and feel impatient and awkward without knowing why. Real people are slow. They hesitate. They say no. They do not look like the endless carousel in your head. Many men in this loop say the same thing. With a partner, their body is there, but their mind is in old scenes. They compare, they judge, they panic about performance. Intimacy feels like an exam, not a connection. The screen promised dominance. Reality makes them feel exposed, so they retreat back to pixels where nobody can see their fear. Meanwhile, every broken promise carves a sentence inside you. I am weak. I do not keep my word. Shame builds, not as drama, but as low energy. Lowered eyes, avoiding people who respect you. And shame sends you back to the only place where you briefly forget yourself. The habit becomes less about lust and more about anesthesia. Why face the discomfort of approaching someone, of doing real work, of being seen failing, when you can press a button and feel a cheap victory in your body? The cost is not just what you watch. It is all the things you no longer do. You stop risking. You stop building. You start believing this is just who I am. But what you call personality is often only a pattern that has never been challenged. Part 3. Rebuilding a brain that is not owned by pixels. You do not fix this by waiting for motivation. You fix it by making relapse inconvenient and integrity easier. Right now, your environment is built for instant surrender. Your phone is an unlocked door. Your bed is a private cinema. First rule: kill the easy path. No private browsers, no secret folders. Blockers, separate accounts, passwords you do not know, devices out of the bedroom. Not because you are holy, but because you do not let a casino live in your pocket. Second rule: replace sedation with a training arc. If every evening is just you and a screen, of course the loop wins. So you put your nervous system into a training arc instead of a sedative loop. Strength sessions that leave you tired in a good way. Skill blocks where you actually learn something. Deep work sprints where you push one project until your mind hurts. Walks and books not as cozy escapes, but as sharpening tools. Your fried reward system will complain. It will beg for quick flashes. You act anyway. Third rule: identity. As long as you secretly believe, I am the guy who always caves, you will play that role. So you collect small visible wins. Closing the tab at the first trigger. Leaving the room when the urge spikes. Going to bed without the phone. None of this looks heroic, but each act is a vote for a different version of you. Over time, your habits recolor your soul. Lust stays. The command it has over you does not. Part 4. Living with desire without losing yourself. The urges will not leave. You will always be one bad week away from the old loop. Accept that. Power comes from what you do with that fact. Most people make one of two mistakes. They pretend they are cured and fall apart at the next trigger. Or they decide, this is who I am, and stop fighting at all. You are going to do neither. When you slip, you cut it short and you study it. What time was it? What were you avoiding? Which rule did you break first? Relapse becomes information, not a verdict on your worth. You also write a simple code, short enough to remember when you are half asleep. No phone in bed. No lonely scrolling after midnight. No explicit thumbnails when you are angry or tired. If one rule cracks, you stop at the first wrong move, not the 10th. Say it like a manifesto. This is engineering, not morality. Musashi said you should not do anything that is of no use. Ask yourself honestly, is opening that tab useful to the life you say you want? To your future relationships? To your ability to look in the mirror? If the answer is no, then every time you walk away, you are not just being good. You are taking your power back. Some nights you will still lose. Your job is to keep the loss small and return to your code. Living with desire without losing yourself is not about never feeling pulled. It is about becoming the kind of person who can feel the full pull and still choose. Outro: one move before midnight. If you are still here, it means you did not swipe away the moment this video touched your favorite escape. That already puts you in a different group. But your brain does not change because you watched something heavy. It changes when you do one thing differently tonight. You now know the loop. Trigger, search, spike, release, shame, repeat. You know what high-speed clips are doing to your reward system and to your respect for yourself. From here, there are only two paths. You can nod, feel understood, save the video, and then open another tab and keep training the same cage. Or you can pick one move and execute it before the day ends. Remove private access on one device. Take the phone out of your bedroom. Delete one trigger folder. Tell one trustworthy person what is really going on. It will feel small compared to the size of the problem. It is not. That is how identity shifts. You are not required to become a saint. You are required to stop selling your attention and your self-respect for a few seconds of artificial pleasure. If you want to mark the line, write one sentence somewhere, you will see it. I am not for sale. Then close this tab and prove it once, in one small decision, before you sleep.